What would happen if we put you, the viewer, into the Five Nights at Freddy's games? How would you be able to defend yourself from the animatronics? Would it be easy, or will the games prove too much to handle? Well, let's find out as we dive into the world of Freddy's. Here's Bob. Today, we are going to put him through the terrors of the FNAF franchise. Yeah, I'm not too good at making names, sorry about that. So here we are in the first establishment. We have two doors, a light for each door and a limited use of power. This power is to last 6 hours, and with the animatronics constantly roaming the pizzeria, this may be too much for Bob. If we do drain too much power, we could hide as a last ditch effort. If we manage to be unsuccessful, we will be forcefully stuffed in a Freddy suit. Yeah, not an ideal thing as you can imagine. As all humans would, this will result in panic, which in this situation could be our downfall. Imagine, right? 4 animatronics suddenly burst to life and all of a sudden you become their prey. This will most likely make you panic uncontrollably, and power usage may become more prevalent during the night. Only the strong-willed will come out of Freddy's unscathed. Finally, Freddy's call again, and now we are really screwed. Bob needs to take care of 10 animatronics, with no doors and a music box that, if left unchecked, will be our end. Survivability relies on our reflexes. What do I mean, you may be asking? Well, the animatronics you see are a little gullible. If they see you with a Freddy mask on, they won't attack. However, failure in putting the mask on will end in a similar fate as the previous establishment. 6 hours of constant bombardment. During this time, you must be on your best game, as one error will render the end of your night. All I just told you may be completely useless. Well, let me explain. In the game, you are shown to instantly put the mask on. In reality, and in a literal real scenario, this is impossible. It may take you seconds to put the mask on, in which time the animatronics may have seen your face. So assuming this downtime is enough to expose your identity as Bob, it may be all that's needed for the animatronics. This establishment is impossible to survive in real life. The franchise is in ruin, and with the recent reports of a night guard named Bob being found missing, Freddy's closes for good. Until now. A horror establishment opens based on the mysteries of Freddy's. Garry begins his shift. You smell an awful stench. This is the least of your worries as a reawakened William Afton begins his hunt. Luckily, he isn't in the best of conditions. You realize that he's fooled by audio of children. This makes your odds of survival a little less demoralizing. However, like this creature, you too are constantly swarmed by memories of the past. Phantom-like animatronics begin to swarm your office like a plague. They seem familiar, yet so alien-like. Is this truly the end, you start to wonder? Why did you accept this job willingly? Thoughts of this nature begin to chew on your mind. You begin to descend into madness. This creature, if focused, could at any hour of the night arrive at your office and bring a swift end to your night. He always comes back, it seems, no matter how much times you think he's finally gone. With the lack of real threats and the condition your rival is in, this scenario could be definitely survivable. You awake, frightened and petrified. A faint growl beckons the halls. Your world becomes a nightmare, as the family-friendly characters of Freddy's become less friendly. As any sane person would, this will render a panic. Making any sounds could invite these monsters inside. Besides, they may have entered your house, but now you have become their guest. Constantly checking the halls, you begin to become tired. All this running is catching up to you. Hours feel like days, and with no water and the tiredness you feel as your cozy sleep was rudely interrupted begins to multiply. Your anxiety starts to swell, and the noises become louder. This is too much. One wrong move, and they will be in. Paranoia begins to become more prevalent by the minute. If all wasn't bad enough, you hear a frantic pause. Have the monsters left? You ventilate and begin to relish these seconds until you hear a demonic laugh echoes throughout your room. Your palms begin to sweat. The closet makes a very faint sound. With regret pouring through your eyes, you know this is it. All this torment has resulted to this last moment. With a soft pull, the closet creaks open. There stands your end. A barely visible creature with red beaming eyes stares you down. At last, you can rest. The night can finally come to an end. On screen here is one thing I like about every FNAF game, so check that out if you haven't already. You might enjoy it. And until next time, take it easy and goodbye.